All right, y'all. This is your Backlash review for May 4th, 2024. Thought this overall weak card. No, not a lot of big names on the card. Randy Orton was probably the biggest name on the card. Really the only star on it. Everybody else pretty much views like upper mid carder. Thought KO and Randy Orton versus Solo and Tama Tonga was easily the best match. Just didn't really care for the other matches. Pretty predictable who's gonna win. We're pretty much pushing this new Bloodline 2.0, so it's pretty obvious they were gonna win. Bianca and Jade Cargill won the women's tag titles. Another obvious result. You had Damian Priest retaining as Jey Uso. I thought maybe Jacob Fatu would interfere and help Damian Priest win, but they just went with the same old Judgment Day guys interfering. And then you had Bailey retaining her title in the triple threat women's match. Yeah, she was gonna lose her first big pay-per-view title defense. And then Cody retained versus AJ. It's his first title defense, so it's pretty obvious Cody was gonna win. Just real like dull show pretty much, like match wise, because it was pretty predictable. But the crowd, shout out to the crowd again, the France crowd, pretty much chanting throughout all the matches and singing everybody's songs and stuff. The best part for the crowd was I thought when Jey Uso made his entrance because he was like in the crowd with everybody and they were doing the hand motion, doing the down up hand motion, and then you had everybody in the crowd turned their flashlights on their phones, like for the Bray Wyatt's entrance or the Wyatt family back in the day. So thought that was the coolest thing the whole night, like entrance wise, and with the all the fan reaction, the fan participation from France. So yeah, I thought France pretty much killed it both nights. They're probably gonna host a big event soon, maybe, I think, based on how good they were throughout the whole show. So maybe they get a WrestleMania in a few years or SummerSlam or something. Get one of the big shows in the near future. All right, let's get to it. First up, we got Randy Orton KO and the KO versus Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga with Paul Heyman. So pretty much before the bell rings, all these guys are just brawling and just beating the crap out of each other. There's a lot of chaos everywhere, and you got security and referees and everybody interfering, and they're all getting their ass whooped. And then Nick Aldis comes out, says, "You guys want to destroy each other so bad? This gonna be a street fight." That was pretty much it for Nick Aldis, and he went to the back. So we got a street fight breaking out. And we got brawling in the crowd with all four guys. And KO hit Solo with the DDT on the steps. Got a bunch of trash cans out there, kendo stick shots, steel chairs, steel steps, a lot of chaos everywhere. I loved it. KO set up a table outside the ring. Randy Orton set up a table inside the ring. KO hit uh Tama Tonga with the frog splash on the table on the outside. And then inside the ring, Solo hit Randy Orton with a Samoan drop on the table inside the ring. And we had Solo, he hit KO with a clothesline, followed by Bloodline. They set up a table in the corner. Solo was about to toss KO into the table, but KO countered it and tossed Solo into it. Randy hit a middle rope DDT, vintage Orton. Then we had RKO on Randy and RKO on Tonga. Solo Sikoa broke up the pin, and then he hit an RKO on Solo on the announce table. And then KO set up four chairs together in the ring, like side by side. And then he hit like a fisherman suplex through the chairs on Tonga. And then another Samoan showed up. Tonga Loa, I think his name was. I can't remember. And then yeah, so he pretty much helped them win. And Solo hit KO with the Samoan spike for the win. So we got another new member into the bloodline. How many Samoans are there, man? Who knows? Like 100 Samoans. they're gonna add a new member every week, it feels like, until Roman comes back. And then Roman gonna beat the crap out of all of them. That's what it feels like it's gonna be, man. Every week they got a bunch of another new Samoan just showing up and just joining the bloodline. But yeah, I thought this was the best match easily. Pretty obvious this is gonna continue with Randy Orton KO. So we'll see what happens next. Next up, we got Bayley versus Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton for the women's title. Bayley hit an elbow drop on Naomi while she had a submission applied on Stratton. Then Tiffany hit a Alabama slam first on Naomi on the announce table on the outside, and then she hit one on Bayley on the announce table. Tiffany tried to do the double moonsault. Both women rolled out the way, and then Bayley pinned Naomi to retain the women's title. Pretty obvious that was going to happen. That was it for that. Then we had a segment in the back. You got Jey Uso just standing there, and you got the Bloodline, Solo, and the Tonga brothers. They just walk past Jey Uso, and then right followed behind by them is Paul Heyman. He's like all freaked out and stuff and worried. And that was it for that. Well, very interesting right there. So maybe Jey Uso shows up on SmackDown or this new Bloodline 2.0. They jump him on Raw during a match or something to build it up even more for Roman's return. All right, next up we got Damian Priest versus Jey Uso for the world title. And then yeah, so this is the entrance I was talking about earlier. Everybody had their lights on, the flashlights on their phone, and they're doing the hand motion. That was pretty dope. All right, let's get to the match now. Damian Priest drove Jey Uso into the barricade. Jey hit Priest with a suicide dive. Then JD McForehead, he shows up, he interferes. Jey kicks out. And then JD and Damian Priest are arguing, pretty much doing the same thing. Oh, I don't need your help, man. What are you doing out here? Stuff like that. And then Jey hit a super kick on the JD McForehead. And then Uso hit the Uso splash for a 2 count. Priest hit Jey with a razor's edge for a near fall. And Jey hit Damian with a spear for a 2 count. Priest hit Jey with the South of Heaven chokeslam for a near fall, followed by a super kick by Jey Uso on Finn Balor, who interfered too. And then Priest hit Jey Uso with the chokeslam for a 2 count, and then Jey hit the Uso splash. JD McForehead, big forehead, he put his Damian Priest foot on the rope. This guy's just annoying, JD McDumbass. And then Jey hit JD McDonough with a suicide dive. And he hit a spear on Balor on the outside. And then Priest hit the South of Heaven chokeslam from the second rope for the win. So Damian Priest retains his title. After the match, JD McDonough and Finn Balor attacked Jey Uso. I'm just trying to find it here. Go to the end. Okay, right there. And then Damian Priest sees this. He pretty much pushes both guys off of Jey Uso, pretty much saying that's enough. He's already gone beat down. So it's either going to be Judgment Day turning on Damian Priest and kicking him out of the Judgment Day, or Damian Priest pretty much saying, "Oh, I don't need these guys, man. These guys are scrubs or jobbers. I'm the champion. Don't need these guys." And he'll be that one that he'll end up being the one that attacks all these guys and feuding with them. So we'll see what happens with that. Pretty obvious it's gonna go one of those two ways. We'll see what happens. All right, next up we got Bianca and Jade. They win the tag titles. You don't care for that either. The new tag champs. And we got the main event now. AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed title. Cody hit AJ with a drop kick and a back body drop. AJ starts working on Cody's shoulder from this point. Cody drove AJ into the steps. Then he hit a power slam on him. and AJ dropped Cody on the apron. He pretty much held him like a suplex, and then he just stepped outside and dropped Cody Rhodes on the apron. Looked brutal. Cody hit AJ with a power bomb on the announce table, and then he hit his uh his dad's move, the bionic elbow, for a 2 count. Styles hit a springboard 450 for a near fall. Cody hit an RKO for a 2 count. And then he applied the Kimura submission on AJ Styles. Same thing that Brock Lesnar used on Cody Rhodes last year when he broke his arm in storyline last year. Cody hit AJ with an RKO, and then he hit the Crossroads for the win. So Cody Rhodes retains his Universal title in his first title defense. Pretty obvious he was gonna retain. He wasn't gonna lose. He wasn't gonna lose his first title defense. So we'll see. Looks like this is over because he beat AJ clean. Unless AJ Styles says it was like a fluke or something. I don't think so. Won pretty decisively with the 3 count. And there was no like DQ or screwed up finish. So we'll just wait and see who Cody Rhodes feuds with next. Maybe LA Knight on SmackDown, or I don't know, maybe Solo, or no, they're feuding with the Randy guys. Yeah, probably LA Knight next, I'm guessing. I don't know. SmackDown just ended up getting the worst of it since the draft. Raw pretty much has most of the big names on their show. I thought for sure at least Drew McIntyre and CM Punk would have got drafted to SmackDown, but they didn't do that. So yeah, that was pretty much it for Backlash. See ya.